Well, really great introduction about the invention of the marketing, which is a great thing. So really, it's a great pleasure to be here with you guys and talk. I'm a startup at the same time as a marketer, so I will talk a bit about our startup, just a little bit, and about marketing, omni-channel marketing. How do we manage that, and why email marketing is dead? Why do I say that? So I'm representing Omnisend with a mission to make marketing relevant for all of you and all of your customers. And we have started 5 years ago. For now, we have more than 40,000 customers worldwide. Vast majority of them are in the United States, followed by the UK as the second largest market for us. So a lot of worldwide experience, mainly English-speaking countries. And I'm proud of my team. We have built a really great product as a startup. So we kind of receive 1,000 of reviews on different review sites, and the vast majority of them are 5 stars out of 5. So really kind of great experience of that, and we continue doing that. So we have launched 5 years ago, and for now we are in 2.7 million ARR. For those who are not in SaaS business, so ARR stands for annual recurring revenue. So once you have a recurring business model, which I really love, for those who are just about to start your own company, so go SaaS. It's really awesome when you have subscription business. So each month you just take care about growing your business, not about fighting for the revenue back and back. Yeah, and we have bootstrapped with just a very little initial fund from angels, including one Estonian guy, which you might know, Andrus Purde, from former Skype, from former Pipedrive, now Outfunnel. Really great startup, new startup, his new venture. So find him myself online and look about it. So yeah, and continuing our story and going to omni-channel things. So we have launched 5 years ago an email marketing service provider with a focus on e-commerce. Of everyone who has online transaction on their websites. At that time, automation and personalization was something only used by the giants, like Amazon level companies, and all those small businesses were not capable to do that. Now, the shift is really happening, and my subject that email marketing is dead doesn't mean that email is dead. Just the statement I'm really preaching is that email is super effective channel, and I believe it will remain as a super effective channel, but you just should not think about an email marketing as something standalone. It should be just, email should be a part of the holistic marketing view, adding other channels on the same customer flow and journey. So what has changed in those 5 years since we have launched, and why email is not the core anymore, or at least it has to be augmented with a channel? So we have a fundamental shift. One thing is that online we have so much behavioral data. So I bet you, all of you, you do have a lot of data about your customers' behavior. What are we browsing? What are we looking at? What are we purchasing? How often are we doing that, etc. And this data enables you to really automate and personalize messages. And when I'm talking about personalization, it's not just, adding a name in the subject line. It's about really sending the right message on the right time. And there is a third very important thing, sending it through the right channel. So email might be one of those wonderful channels, but you should think about other channels and add as well. So an omni-channel approach is only applicable when you have a customer journey, and you think about your customers that it's not a single touch point. With your customer, you have a communication, starting from when the customer is just a visitor. So now this is an example. Michael. Initially, Michael is just an anonymous browser on your website with ID XYZ. You don't know who the person is, but your marketing automation starts already there, tracking those person's behavior and seeing what he's looking after, what he's looking, what he's willing to buy, etc. And so initially, he's just a visitor, no ID, no email, no subscription, nothing. Then only 3% of your visitors, they are converting to real transactions. 97% of your traffic you are losing. So this is a huge amount. So we have tools here. What to do? We have tools here like sign-up forms, pop-ups, some gamification elements, etc. But once we're talking about pop-ups, about subscription, about subscribers, we always have in mind emails only. Or sometimes we do push notifications, which are completely separate. So my first message, once you once you are trying to get people subscribed, make it multi-channel ready. Ask for email, ask for phone number, ask for permission to send push notification, ask for permission to send Facebook Messenger messages on the single message. And a lot of people will give you those permissions, believe me. Cool, so now you have a permission. This is a subscriber, so start sending welcome campaign. Email is awesome, it's effective, but just augment email with other campaigns. Like synchronize your new subscribers' email data with your Facebook ads, with your Google ads, run exceptional campaigns for those new subscribers. Once they go to another stage, stop this campaign. Once you have synchronized data, you will not lose, like, you will not waste your money. That, okay, I'm sending emails, I'm running the retargeting campaign, the customer came back and completed the purchase, but they didn't stop my retargeting campaign. It quite often happens because you don't have synchronized data. So cool, the customer is coming back, and now he is shopper. What stands for shopper? So we call those shoppers those who are returning to your website and considering to buy or not to buy. There is a high probability that at the same time they are considering other sources, your competitors as well. So you need to convince the person to buy. So if the person is adding something to, let's say, shopping cart, how the shopping cart is looking at your business, it's like retail store, startup, etc. So cart recovery campaigns, they are very effective. But a lot of marketers, they are doing a mistake. They are sending just only one email to remind about the products left in the cart. Don't do that. Send email, few of them, add something more, like text message on the single flow, maybe other emails as well, if the person is still ignoring your text messages. So SMS, we now are facing the renaissance of text messages. They're not super expensive. Now we are as other messages as well. You can add hyperlinks, you can even add images to text messages, and the journey continues here on the text message. You just click a button, click a link, and you go directly to a mobile-friendly website. So you don't lose a customer. Very effective, huge open rates, awesome. Facebook Messenger is another great channel to communicate. A lot of people are using Facebook Messengers on a daily basis. So latest number published by Buffer, just released last week, only 30% of marketers have ever tried Messenger communication. Whatever, it's Facebook, it's WhatsApp or Viber. So only 1/3 of marketers have tried. So are you among those? If no, do it. Okay, if my visitor is not adding anything to a shopping cart, what shall I do? You should start browse abandonment campaign. So identify interest, which pages has visited, which categories have the one visited, and start sending emails. Emails are awesome, but start retargeting campaigns. Again, not separately, not somewhere else. It shouldn't be the responsibility of a completely different person in your team. It should be the responsibility of one single viewer, one single marketing person. Synchronize this data from your email database, find lookalike audiences on Facebook, on Google, start campaign there. And finally, you convince visitor to buy, he becomes a customer, which is awesome. What to do now? Order confirmation emails. Usually they're just being sent out quite ugly with very technical information. Add some discount code for next purchase. Yes, GDPR is limiting you. You cannot advertise other products in such an emails or such a messages, but you can add a discount for next purchase, which is kind of a bit promo-ish, but not a real promo thing. You're not advertising real products. Send an order confirmation or shipping status text message. Those are being read in 5 minutes by 95% of the audience. People are really keen. Okay, have my product been dispatched? Yeah, it has been dispatched. Add a little bit, secondary promo message on that. Like, okay, this is your information, and this is just a small discount code for next purchase, valid 3 months. Make order follow-up campaigns. Ask your opinion. Ask opinion about your services, about the products your customers have received. Are they happy about that? Are they not? So the best thing is really you can send, like, again, messages, emails, SMSs, etc. Ask their opinion. The best thing what you can do here is if you receive a bad review, don't leave it just as statistical data. Call them. Call them. Yeah, you've left a bad review. You probably have a phone number if the customer has purchased from you. He left the one because, especially if it's like physical goods you're selling. So awesome. Call them. Ask what's wrong, and you're gonna convert your detractor into your advocate, as you are really taking care about your customers. That's a great thing. Okay, and then the first step of the journey, which is like super important to convert one-time buyer into repeated buyer, which is we always know that retained customers is always cheaper than to acquire new ones. So cross-sell campaigns, again, use email to cross-sell another product, use other messengers. Like at that stage, you definitely have phone numbers. So just be creative and find a way to ask for permission, to consent, to give you permission to send promo messages. If you have phone number, you can send SMSs, you can send WhatsApp messages, you can send Viber messages. It's also a lot of different channels which are open, which are being used by your customers on a daily basis. And you can even do, even here in Europe, we have GDPR. So 1 year after the purchase is being completed, you have a right to communicate with a customer with an information which is like related to the product, the one or service the one has purchased. So be creative, find ways to remind about yourself. Like in this way, one of our customers, they're selling cakes. There is no need for them to send bulk campaigns on a weekly basis. So they have just a single automation. 340 days after the last purchase, they remind their customers that your anniversary or like birthday or someone's from a family birthday is coming. So maybe it's a time again to buy another cake. So 1 year, you can do a lot of campaigns that really automate all the thing. Just put a flow, add many channels, and start your work. So wrapping up. So you have so much behavioral data which is not being used. If it's being used, so it's probably being like separated and it's not united on one single customer journey. So that data enables you to really personalize and to automate a lot of marketing activities. And of course, you should use all the channels on the single flow, as having them on different flows is not the most effective thing. So it's only like omni-channel, we believe it's only the single way to make marketing relevant and to make it really work for you and to make your customers happy. As promotional messages, they are being received through the channels they are willing them to receive, so they are not that intrusive. So that's it. Thank you. I guess
Yay!
Oh, you have a gift.
I like it when I can be like when I can come on the stage after the applause, not like bringing on the applause, because I appear and then people are saying, okay, now Trine came and we need to applaud and help this person to finalize the last words, So my question, we have actually a moment for one question. So, we think that we talk about that, like emails are dead. When Google introduced Inbox, they were hoping that, they can get rid of Gmail. Then Slack was like, who does email? Let's do Slack, let's do quick chatting, quick onwards, backwards communication. Then we have Estonian startup Leap who tried to do that. So why is it so hard to kill email?
Because you will not kill it. Email is not dead. Email marketing is dead. Email as a channel, I believe that it will last for like ages. Because, it's really, I guess the key reason with the email that really you are in absolute control of in your inbox. So you make decision from the sender, from the subject line, either you want to interact with the message or no. Other channels don't leave you this opportunity. So you have no option. The only way to make a text message read or Facebook message read is really to read it. You don't have an option to make markers read, etc. So so that's I guess the key thing. And email will be very effective. Just my message is that you should stop thinking about email marketing as something separated from your other marketing activities.
Awesome. Thank you, Rytis.
Thank you.